Okie dokie. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Oh, wait, does my gain look right?
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. Yeah, it's good. I put it very, like, super low when we're holding it.
So smart. Okay.
I'm so smart. I went to public school.
Okay. No.
No, I noticed when you're in your work calls, you like hide your self view, which is fascinating.
Oh, yeah.
And I've like considered doing it, but then I'm like, I'm too conceited. I need to see how I look when I'm talking.
No, it's because my manager called this out to me too. He was making fun of me because sometimes like someone will like ask me a question, and because I'm looking at myself's reaction, I start flushing in my face.
Really?
Yeah.
And then your
like,
manager
it's really
can tell?
obvious. Yeah, like my manager was like, "Oh yeah," and she gets red in the face. I was like, "Frick, he knows." Yeah, so I have to hide my self view. I don't know why it happened. It didn't happen at my old job. It happened like for this job, and like maybe because like I work with my friends. Like when people stare me down, like I just like start flushing. I don't know. And when I'm looking at myself, so then I can't look at myself.
So then when you don't look at yourself, then you don't flush?
Yeah, because I think I get self-conscious of my reaction. So then me looking at myself getting more self-conscious, like I start flushing.
What? I feel like I've never noticed that. I guess you're not self-conscious enough around me, huh?
Never. Never felt that way with
you. Okay. Why am I offended? Anyway. Friends.
Friends, family.
Loved ones.
Okay.
Relatives in China.
I know. These are our only listeners.
Well, hey.
We
have a slightly different setup today.
I know. One, we moved apartments.
Yes, we know that some of you have been eagerly awaiting the new apartment reveal.
Right.
But we're not quite there yet.
Yeah. Look at that wall behind her, literally undecorated and
it's literally ugly.
So ugly.
But beyond that, only half of the pod exists in New York City, and so we're having to make do. We can't do a full reveal of the new crib until the crib is occupied.
True.
With its tenants.
True. And we need to decorate the crib with all of our little friends that sit on the couch.
Yeah. So here's your sneak peek. The white wall. And the Home Depot box in the corner.
True.
Would you like to explain your side of the screen?
Oh, so I'm currently in my childhood home.
Wow.
And you can see some of these like random things. These are all like the books. Oh my gosh, my yearbooks are, yeah.
Oh.
My yearbooks are behind me.
That's really cool.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I do live 30 minutes from the beach. I know.
That's pretty far, actually.
Anyway. You were never a San Diegan. You wouldn't understand.
Okay, you're right. I did visit, however.
Oh, Cinder did. She came to my home.
I said, 阿姨好 and 叔叔好.
Yes.
And
we got to go to the
really
beach
nice,
every day.
actually. This was the first time that... Wait, sorry. Finish with your family home.
Oh, that's all.
Okay, cool. I've like visited San Diego with you a few times, right? And also my sister went to school down there. So like I visited her quite a few times. And every time I went down, like we were in college or we had just moved to New York, I was like, San Diego's so slow. Like the pace of life, like I have to slow down my walking. I have to slow down my talking. Like I was starting to get like annoyed at my sister because she would talk so slow. And I'm like, why is everything like just not moving here? But this past time that we went, I feel like we sat at the beach and we had no plans other than put out the picnic blanket and bust out the watermelon and just chit chat and like shoot the wind and watch the sun go down. And then we just like watched
schedule everything around the sunset.
Yeah, we did. But then we would just stay there as long as we wanted, and just the weather's so conducive to like not moving. And then it's like, oh, okay, like, well, maybe we should go now. Should we like go back and like just watch TV? And then so we just watched TV, and then we just chilled. And I was like, this is the prime life.
It is.
Like, I was actually amazed.
It is the prime life. However, growth is born out of discomfort. And if we know anything about what it takes to live in New York City, it is discomfort to the max. Because, like, even though I think when we lived in LIC, it was so convenient. Like, it was convenient, and we had, like, our own bathrooms, and we had our own rooms. Like, even then, when it was really cold, you still have to walk outside to get to the subway. And it was really cold. And when it's really hot the entire time you're walking through the subway station until you get into the car. And then sometimes the car doesn't even have air conditioning, so you're just dying.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. And we freaking put things in a U-Haul and hauled our butts across the city. I feel like
massive trucks through the city.
Like, if you're looking for someone to define and like redefine discomfort for you, like, I feel like I could give you examples A through Z and beyond of just the move, but like each move in New York City and like every season that is passed in New York City. Like, I think this move was yet another reminder for me that like you don't have to go far to find growth, but you can choose it for yourself or not. Like, you can also choose to like find the most comfortable space and then just renew your lease every single year.
True.
Or you can choose to question your entire life's choices and where you belong in the city, and what does belonging mean, and how do you find community in a culture that is so transient and transactional. You can do all of those things in the span of a month or two.
True.
That you might not get the same way in San Diego.
You definitely would not get that.
But then that's what made me think, like, when we went to San Diego, it felt like such a, like, almost jarring, like, 180, like, from what we had just done in New York.
Yeah,
and then
I
going
agree.
to San Diego
Yeah.
and completely just everything is like still.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I was telling Cinder as we were catching up before this that last month was probably one of like the craziest months. Or it was just a crazy month, and I think I overloaded myself with a lot of stuff. Like happy things, but it was just like a lot of stuff. And like the amount of jarred I am right now, I feel so restless because now like all of those responsibilities that I had last month are completely gone because I've left the city. And so like now like I don't have to think about those things. Now I'm like learning to read Chinese, like watching C-dramas with my parents. Like those are like the things that are occupying my mind.
Yeah.
And every day I just, I go to Walmart, I get some groceries, and then we cook dinner, and we watch a C-drama, maybe do some Pilates, and then we go to sleep. Yeah, I feel like I should be doing something more, but here I am.
But also, like, there are seasons and times, or like, in moderation, the hustle and the grind of New York City and like the growth is like pretty energizing. Like, I felt that too. But then I think similarly to you, like this past month, or even just like this current month that I'm in, I'm like craving like just sitting and having no plans. Like when I've like asked people, we're talking about weekend plans, if somebody tells me that they have an open afternoon, I'm like jealous of them. I'm like, how, like can I trade with you? Yeah. And so maybe that's why San Diego was such a breath of fresh air, literally, like physically too. But this trip, for the first time, I like really felt a total like decompress from the world that we are living in out here.
Yeah. We really had no itinerary when we were here.
No, it was great. The summer in New York also just, I feel like, hits you.
Gets crazier.
Like people visit. We had 2 friends come for like over a month. And when people are visiting the city, it's like an excuse to like go out and party it up and stuff. Yeah. Which, so like I agree with you. It's like very happy things and it's very fun things to do. Then after they leave, you're like, oh wow, whirlwind.
It was a whirlwind.
A little bit. Which I feel like we knew was gonna happen too.
Yeah. But now that we're adults, we have responsibilities. We have like our own lives that we've created and we maintain and we fight to maintain.
Like on top of people visiting the city, I feel like summer is also when people are the most free to like go out and to make plans for like trips, for example. And so like in the past when we have had like big group trips like out of the city, there's also just a lot of long weekends. And so like remember last year we like, I feel like every long weekend was like some kind of excursion or some large planning thing. Like we did our housewarming one weekend. We went, where did we go? Connecticut? No, upstate.
I have no idea. We just took a train. Poughkeepsie?
For Juneteenth. Oh, yeah.
I don't know where that is and what state it is.
Yeah, we're New Yorkers for sure. Yeah, I think maybe just because people are like so free during the summer as well, on top of moving, like we're now having to establish a new routine in a new space. And so there's just like general unsettledness.
So that's how we are doing.
Yeah. Wait, that was like a nice little like cathartic
catch up. Yeah.
Debrief.
Yeah. Because we haven't seen each other in
Carol
like
and
2
I
weeks.
have been. Yeah. Aw.
Wait, it's been
so
that
married.
long? It's crazy.
Whoa. No, it's been 1 week. It's been a week and a half.
Yeah, you're right.
Wow. Oh, it just feels like forever, huh?
I know, it
Doesn't
really
it?
has.
Nah. Anyway,
usually what me and Cinder do is we pre-record before we go on these like longer trips so that we have backup footage. But you know, last month was just absolutely insanity.
For reasons that we have just disclosed.
Yes. And also I feel like it's the first time where I really felt like, wow, like what I prioritize, which is the pod and putting out podcasts every week. Like we even had to squeeze that out of our time schedule.
Oh, dang.
And like, yeah, I feel like usually I'm like optimistic of like, oh, if I really care about something, I'm going to like do it no matter what, you know? But I feel like we were overloaded in all of our top priority things, meaning we needed to get out of our apartment before our lease ended, to the point where we were like, we can't do the pod for 2 weeks.
Yeah. And like we can try planning to our very best, right? But there are and were so many things this past month that came up that took up our time in like urgent, unexpected ways. I feel like one urgent example was like when we did our move out inspection and the super did not show up to the inspection and then called us like urgently like 4 hours later at like 7 p.m. after we had returned the keys and everything and was like, hey, like there are XYZ things that need to be fixed and like we're taking from your security deposit and XYZ. And so then Carol and I book it back to LIC, like from Manhattan, like go back to LIC and spend like 2 or 3 more hours like dusting up things and like sweeping and doing all this like stuff that in our lease it didn't say we had to do, but they were like threatening to keep our security deposit. So like there's things like that, but then there's also like fun things like with our friends in town. It's like, oh, like people are free tonight, like okay, can we rally, like let's go rally, like let's do it, you know? And those are so fun. And it's just
it took up the margins, I think.
Oh, the margins, that's a good way to put it, Carol.
Thank you, Cinta.
Aw.
Thank you, Cinta.
Yeah, maybe we didn't have our like 1-inch margins that typically, you know, like a piece of paper has like breathing space around the edges so you can like take notes. We couldn't take any notes. Oh, wait, but to that analogy that I just like came up with on my own wit just now, spontaneously, I feel like because there were not margins, I also felt like I wasn't processing or I wasn't as present in this past month. And I think that's because, or maybe in part because I didn't have that in between time to like reflect on what happened and like where I'm going next and mentally prepare, or mentally like decompress or debrief. It was just like boom, boom, boom. And we're here a month later, a month and a half later, and I'm like, what just happened?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It was craziness.
yeah. I think I got called out on this by my sister, who I visited for 2 days right after our San Diego trip. I was like, oh, while I'm out there, I'll just like tag on seeing my sister who's in LA. And I got there and she was like, you forgot the plans that I made for us, like while you're here in LA, and like different ideas that we had and how I accommodated my schedule. Like I cut plans short on my end so that I could come back and hang out with you. And like, do you care about seeing me? Like, do you care about spending time with me? And it hit me hard, I think, because she's my sister. Like, I do care, and she's like one of the people that I would want to show care to the most. And so for me to be so in a rush in my own life here that like I didn't preserve mental space to be thinking about like plans with Dion and thinking about our conversations leading up to like the time we were going to spend together, like that was kind of a reality shock for me of like how filled my mental space has been with not the things that I want to prioritize, if that makes sense. Not bad things, but just like not intentional things.
I was thinking about it on my end of like what I mean by margin earlier too is like I feel like there's a lot of things that I want to prioritize. Like our move obviously was like an impending priority. Like it was like I didn't have a choice. And like our friends visiting, like that I also wanted to prioritize. Like I started like serving in a new capacity at church and helping out with like college kids, and that also I wanted to put like my best foot forward for. And like the pod, obviously, like we want to put out like a podcast every week. That's also a priority, and that also takes time. And I think when you have like so many top priority things, then it's like that's where you start breaking too. It's like it's not even that I didn't want to like prioritize one thing over another. It was just the fact that like your literal capacity like is a forcing function for you to prioritize something. Yeah. Even though you prioritize things equally or whatever.
Dang, that yeah, so something I told my sister was like, I am sorry, like that I think in hitting my capacity in other ways, like I like unknowingly deprioritized, but I would hope that even though I hit my limit, like even though I forgot about plans, about conversations, like that isn't reflective of how much I care. And that's really hard. Like I don't blame her at all for interpreting it that way, because it's like when there are competing priorities, you know, there's like always something that like has to give. And it's tough to recognize when like something I care about is like what I ended up giving up unintentionally. In this season, I'm like starting to see that like things that I do care about or like I ended up giving away or like losing, and how do I like recover those things well, or just be more intentional about that? Is there a way to be more intentional when there are just so many things to care about?
Yeah. Okay, so what we're talking about today is...
Oh, yes. What are we talking about today?
All of I think the reflections of coming out of like a really busy month or two, now that like I'm in San Diego and like I'm just, you know, like beach
Sitting
is
by
life.
the beach.
Yeah. And then like
Surf set mindset.
True. And then Cinder also, like I feel like the two of us, now that we've moved to a different place, like what you were saying of like our whole routine, our whole life is going to look different. And so it's like a reset of all of the busy stuff that we had before, and now it's like a turning point in like both of our seasons, I think. And I think it's a good time for us to reflect now that we're planning our next season. how do we be intentional? What have we learned from the last season about like hitting what our limits are, hitting our limits. Yeah, so that we can live like our next stage of life and set it up intentionally as best as we can, you know.
Well said, Carol.
Oh, Cinder, stop it.
You just like opened a sermon for me.
I know.
That was great.
I know.
That was a great tee up, honestly.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm just eloquent. Anyway.
Yeah. I think after the frenzy of the past 2 months, like the past couple of days of being back in New York, I've been back for like 4 days. I've been trying to sit down and I'm still feeling restless, but I feel the need to like almost put some semblance of structure on like pen to paper. Like, this is what I care about. These are the people that I care about. And this is where I want to spend my time. Like, for the sake of my own sanity.
Yeah. Yeah.
To like write that down. And so that I can be more intentional to act on those.
Yeah. I've been thinking about that too. And like also having, so that I plan enough so that I have margin for things to come up too. Because I feel like, I feel like a big part of why I'm so resistant to planning and structure in my life is because then I don't have the opportunity to, like, if someone needs me in a certain, you know, unexpected time, then I can be there. Or if someone if someone is visiting and it's like we need to make time for them. Like, I feel like those spontaneous moments are like not only like really, really rewarding, but also like I feel like our biggest memories come out of those times too. Yeah. So like I don't want to be rigid. I hate the rigidity of like needing to feel like I need to like prioritize these people, and that means that these people don't get prioritized, and like,
or even like structuring in the unstructured time. Does that make sense? Like,
like planning for the margin.
Yeah. Or I feel like we've talked about before, like the lifestyle of like unhurriedness, that like you can choose that for yourself. And I feel like that's something I need to now come back to, or I'm reminded of like, this is how I want to live in a way that's interruptible. I feel like we've talked about that before.
Yeah, we have.
I was like chatting with a friend who had moved from SF, and he was like, oh, in SF people would just like go over to each other's apartments and just chill for the entire night. And it's like, why do we not do that in New York? And I was like, why don't we? Like, I think that's what you and I have talked about, of like, we want kind of like an open door policy. Like, people can come in spontaneously and stay as long as they want. And we want to like create spaces for that. So I want to do more of that too.
Yeah.
And maybe, I feel like maybe because like we had a couple friends visiting, and that was kind of the mindset and the lifestyle that we have been adopting. People came over every night, and we did that every single night. And so things like the pod, like we would like try to schedule the pod for like during the daytime or something, like even while people were over, and like sometimes it would work out or not. And like, I think we are on the same page about like being flexible even about like when the pod is scheduled, or like if we need to reschedule it if like a friend is around. But there were also some days where we were like, you know what, like we could schedule the pod for 9 a.m. the next morning, even though it's 4 a.m. right now, or we could sleep for 2 more hours. And we've like chosen that too, and that's also okay.
Right. Hence why we're recording this virtually rather than in person, because we could not squeeze it in.
Yeah. Or like, if we were rigid about it, we could have. I think so. We could have like kicked friends out.
100%.
Yeah, and been like, this is our recording night, like no one touch us. But because we want to still be present with the people that are there.
I mean, it's not even just with visitors too. It's like if
true.
people that we call community in New York, or like, let's totally. Rally and do something this weekend, like, or this after work or something, then we would also prioritize those spontaneous moments. So
I kind of really love that we do that.
Yeah. I was gonna say, so like your rude awakening, I guess, was like your sister, and then I feel like my rude awakening was like, I felt like I could do so many things last month, And one, I was like anxious all the time because I was like anxious about like logistics, like things not going according to plan, or else like,
Right.
then it's going to eat up my margin that I have saved for something else, and I cannot have that. So I was like anxious. I think my attention was like going from one thing to another like all the time. And because I don't like that feeling. I think it's the hurriedness thing. It's like the feeling of like my attention goes from one thing for a little second to another thing. I'm also like not a multitasker, and like I'm like a fixator too. Like I like fixate on things.
Yeah.
And so like so like because of that, like if I get pulled from something else, I like stop thinking about the other thing.
Yeah, I know you do. You really do.
Yeah. So then
you'll come back like into the living room and be like, wait, what was I doing 2 minutes ago out here?
Yeah. Literally. And I feel like that happened so many times last month. And it was like I think it comes out in like forgetfulness and like forgetting like plans, but also forgetting things. And I'm like I generally forget things, but I think if it happens, if there's too much, then I notice that I forget things like often.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, if there's too much happening in my life. And so I was like freaking forgot my toothbrush at the Airbnb, even though I had checked every room. But I was like hurriedly checking every room because I had meetings like 2 hours before we had to check out of the Airbnb. Anyways, yeah. So I think
Carol is the top user of the Find My Device on like Apple Watch. Like if Apple Watch ever needed like some kind of feedback group on that feature, like you should reach out directly to Carol, because I'll just hear like that noise like when it pings. I know like everyone in our friend group knows that it's Carol looking for her phone on her watch. Everyone knows.
Another thing is like I'm not glued to my phone, so that's one thing.
Okay,
I just leave it somewhere and then I don't look at it, and then have
you noticed that there have been times where I like find her phone like in the crevice of a couch or like off to the side somewhere, and I know that she's gonna look for it like in an hour, and so then I put it like back on the table, or like I put it on her desk because I know that she left that there and has no idea where it is.
Oh, well, that's great. Thank you. I've never noticed it in the crevice of a couch.
You know what? I'm gonna leave it there next time.
Anyway, yeah. So I think one, remembering things, two, like forgetting, leaving things places. Yeah, it's like when things start to fall through the cracks. And so, I noticed that when literally.
What?
Okay.
The cracks of the couch.
That was a really good one, Cinder. Actually, that one got me. That got me for sure.
Yeah, you didn't see that coming.
So I think when that stuff happens, it's like a good signal for me.
Did you feel that like immediately alleviate when you went back to California?
Maybe like after our trip in California, like when I came home and there was like peace and quiet. Like all of the little things that I need to do, I'm like getting done every day, and I don't feel anxious about the fact that I need to do certain things. This week I had like a laundry list of like all these logistical things that I needed to do, like adulting things. And every single day I just put one of the things that I need to do into like a slot. Exactly. I plan for like some other things to be done tomorrow, and I don't feel overwhelmed. I feel great for completing my tasks for the day, and that hit of dopamine helps me complete my tasks the next day as well.
Oh my gosh, you functional adult.
I know, and I feel like so much noise or like so much things happening where things just have to fall through the cracks. And that's the reason why we don't do laundry for 3 weeks, is because laundry is the first thing. No, the first thing is flossing. The first thing is flossing, and then it's laundry. And then, it just, things just fall through the cracks, and it is inevitable.
Maybe margin can also be like seen in your calendar as like blocking time for, I would call it like laundry time, which encapsulates both like physical laundry but also just the laundry list of life admin things. And it's nice. I almost associate like times that I have to do laundry as like my breathing space. Like that signals to me that like I had enough time in that week to do something that could have been pushed but didn't get pushed this week.
Yeah.
Unless I'm just seriously out of underwear and socks and I really needed to.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But I think that's also like a testament to how we're living is like if we're out of underwear, then we do our laundry. And it's like,
Yeah.
like once we get to, in Chinese, it's like the 极限. Like once we get to like literally the line that we can no longer like ignore something, then it's like, oh, that's the time when I feel like, oh, obviously like this is a priority, right? But then why don't we have the space to like do second priority things or third priority things?
I mean, I wonder if like the litmus test for like am I living like a life with margin or the unhurried lifestyle with the right amount of time is like if I'm able to do laundry before my last pair of socks, like that week or that month. Yeah, like how many times do we run that washer when we were in San Diego?
Literally every day we were running laundry.
Bro, and then when we were, well, okay, it was also free. But when we were in New York, it was like I knew a week ago, I knew 2 weeks ago that I meant to do laundry. So, yeah, maybe it's a good litmus test.
Yeah.
Can we do laundry before our last load? Although now we have in-unit, so that also is like a cheat code.
That's true. And we have to run that ish during the day because during the day energy is less expensive.
Oh, good to know. Yep.
Yeah. I do think that this is like probably not that relatable for everyone or I do think hurried life is probably relatable to a lot of people, but the way that me and Cinder live, and we live really similarly, but I think the way that we live, or at least when like as I reflect on my like past like couple of years too, like I live with confidence that I can do all the things that I put my mind to. And our freaking friend who's 5 years older like called me out on that the other day, and I was like so annoyed, and I was like, what do you mean you're doubting my confidence in it being able to do all the things that I set my mind to? And it was like kind of related to like us moving, like doing all of the U-Haul stuff that we were
thinking
like,
that we could do a U-Haul in a day or whatever.
Yeah. The thing is like we did it. Like we did it, and like you know what? With the help of him and others.
Yes. Shout out to you.
Shout out. I think that's like specific to like the way that we live.
Yeah, that's true. It's maybe a good time to acknowledge that like maybe like we are born with different capacity levels, but I feel like some people are more aware of their capacity levels than others, and almost I admire my friends who maybe are like more introverted, for example, and are much more aware of their capacities and know how to always leave enough margin, whereas I feel like maybe because I am overconfident in my capacity, then I'll just run off the edge and like zoom past like my threshold again and again, and have to like recover from like feeling like drained and burnt out. And so at whatever capacity you feel is most comfortable for you, finding margin within that space is good.
And I think it's kind of like drinking, you know? It's like you always want to know your limits. You want to know your limits, but at the same time, like you need to have gotten to your limit in order to know where your limit is. And I think for us, like maybe because we were born nurtured to have like relatively large capacity, like relatively larger
and for
right. Yes.
And for other things.
Relatively large capacity in all areas. Like
we're just heavyweights.
I know.
Just kidding.
Just kidding.
Everything in moderation.
Everything in moderation.
We're very responsible.
Yes, we are. But because we have relatively large capacities, I feel like we've never really hit limits in like huge ways before. Or like, at least for me, I feel like this time was like, oh, like this is like an obvious hit of my limit. And I think in the past, even when I've pushed myself, it didn't feel like this is like not doable next time and I need to like learn from this time. And so I think because like hitting your limit is harder, knowing your limit is also harder. Do you see the analogy I'm making? Like, you have to have gotten to your limit before, but because our limit is so high, hitting it was harder. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or like once you know where that threshold is, then you can like backtrack and like find where that margin threshold needs to be below that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And then ideally your normal energy and capacity is like going up to that margin threshold that now you know and have established, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I think maybe both of us experienced this past month. Like once you are surpassing your margin and then like regularly functioning above your margin, like you might not feel burnt out yet, but things are starting to drop off that like you had wanted to make time for, or like had wanted to preserve mental space for example.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like my sister, or thinking about other people, or laundry.
Laundry. My toothbrush. Yeah.
Yeah. We also, I feel like we've noticed for ourselves and for other friends, like situations or seasons where like capacity changes. We also have the belief that like your capacity is not just like set in stone, like you're born with it and like it's that way forever. Like for myself, I feel like I've become, like New York has made me more introverted, and so I feel like my capacity decreases a little bit there.
I was going to say, I also wonder if that's because New York is also just, even just existing in New York takes capacity. Like even just like breathing the air takes capacity.
Mm-hmm.
And
the AQI is terrible today, by the way. Canada wildfires.
Oh, I heard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, the air is beautiful in San Diego.
And it's thunderstorming. Oh, okay, great.
Anyways, so I feel like even
She's
just
never coming
existing...
back, guys.
No, I miss my apartment and I'm paying rent. I need to go back. Like even existing, I think takes up like mental space. It takes up just like general energy, and I think that's why like in New York also like your expendable energy is also less because it's just like naturally already being utilized, just existing.
Yeah. Like if we go back to like that bar of like energy battery, right? And so you've like worked backwards from like your maximum threshold to your margin, then like within the energy that is left like between your baseline and the margin, there's like now a chunk that you have to set aside for like living in the environment that you're given. And maybe living in San Diego requires less of that capacity than living in New York.
Yeah.
I feel that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also think like when people start dating, that changes your general capacity. It changes in two ways. Like one is that your physical time and your energy like is getting allocated towards maybe one relationship, or maybe like where you spent the rest of your time previously gets like a smaller amount of your energy space or your capacity or your mental space, whatever. But I feel like I've also noticed there's like less appetite to like spend capacity in other areas.
Yeah.
And you just like, you witness your friends go through the ebbs and flows of that as well. Or maybe you're like 3 years into a relationship and you're like, wait, I don't need them to take up this much space. And then you become more independent and your capacity grows.
Yeah.
So.
What I was talking to someone about the other day, as I was reflecting on this whole thing, is sometimes when you add things to your plate, you don't recognize immediately. And I say you, meaning me, because this person was calling me out. But I think I don't recognize not only just the physical time that it will take, like I think even if I have estimated that correctly, which I rarely do, I think what's underestimated is the mental capacity that something takes when you add something to your life. Like an example is like me starting to help out with the college kids. Like plainly speaking, it's like 2 or 3 times a week after work. I reserve that time. It's just like maybe one extra day that I'm dedicating to church than I did before. I think the difference is like thinking about it, planning for it. Yeah, like thinking about like my relationships with people that I'm like that I'm now like interacting with that are new. It takes like a much bigger mental space too. So not only am I underestimating the time that it'll take, but also the margin that I need in my mental capacity too.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like a role in general, a new responsibility, like is so much more than just the hours per week that is like listed on the description or whatever it is, like you are choosing to care about this,
it. Yeah.
new thing or this new group of people or this new community.
Yeah.
And that's a big ask.
Yeah.
Like for you, that's like a couple dozen like humans heads that like now you're thinking about, and relationships that you're like starting to build with the other people who are serving in this way, right?
Yeah, I think so. And I think that's just like, just as a flag for myself of like, yes, maybe I could do like a bunch of small time commitment things. Like, oh, this is only once a week, I could probably do it. This is only another once a week, so I could probably do it. So I could probably do like 5 once a week things. But I think those 5 once a week things take up like, you know, if I really care about those things, it'll start to take up like mental and like heart space. And
right.
Yeah. And I think that's the space that's underestimated for me.
Yeah. Oh, and I feel like that helps maybe like show the difference between like something consistent that you're dedicating your time to versus like one-off things. It's like if say like we had 5 different people visiting the city like 5 different weeks, I feel like going and getting a meal with like each of them, even if it's like that's taking up the same amount of time per week, is a totally different thing than like if you take on this new like serving capacity and then you're going there once a week. Like maybe it's the same amount of time spent, but now you're like consistently showing up for this this group of people, and you're starting to think about them like at other times during the week as well.
Yeah. I feel like I started like the first time that this stuff is tested is like obviously in college. And like when I think back on my college days and like we were doing a cappella together, and then the second half of college, like we like added a little bit of commitment of being like leaders in our a cappella group.
Oh yeah.
And I think that was also the same time I had made the decision to like join a club.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And even though like being a leader, like for our a cappella group maybe took like a day or 2 more than we were already committing to what we were doing in a cappella. I think because we were leading, we were caring about the people that we were leading. We were caring about like the stuff that we were doing. Like that took up so much more capacity than I thought it would. And I think with the club, like even though the club stuff like only took like a day of my week, I wasn't able to like invest in the friendships in that club because I didn't have the mental capacity, or I didn't have the heart capacity to do it. Even though I had the physical capacity to like like do the thing there that needed to be done.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, I agree that maybe my mental capacity hits the limit before my physical capacity. And actually I noticed like with some of my friends who are introverted, like it's the other way around for them possibly. Like they hit their physical capacity, but their mental capacity is like so much greater. And that's where like I'm like, that is so cool in my mind, like that they can not be burning themselves out by going to every single thing, but their mental like allocation is like very clear and set. Maybe because it's already like, because the number of people that they can reach out to or the number of places they can show up in is already more limited. So then I feel like
they go deep with their friendships.
They go deeper. Yeah. Like they're less spread thin. Yeah. And so, but because for us, like our mental capacity is what reaches first, then it's like easier to spread ourselves beyond what that is and then like not invest in those friendships the way that maybe I wanted to. Like something I was thinking about this past month was like my sister and our conversation that was like a call out of a general trend of this past month that I feel like I have not been thinking about the needs and like what's on the minds of the friends in my life in ways that I've like wanted to. Like I feel like I want to live and like engage with my friends in such a way that like I'm also caring about the things that they care about. And I feel like that was something that also dropped off this past month. That's, I feel like, a very tangible example of like mental space hit its capacity long before I even noticed, and I was still showing up in these places without giving as much like capacity or care as I would want to.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. And we've had these happen before in our life too, but like hitting our capacity looks like, now we have a better idea of where the limit is and how much we can drink.
How much we can drink in metaphorically in social capacity and also physically. It's helped me understand when friends are not showing up like with their full selves, or maybe if they're preoccupied by something else. And even like almost like wanting, if they're going through something, if their headspace is full by something else, like I would want them to be able to show up in that way without feeling or guilty for like not being as present or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just like I've been there so many times. I was there, or I have been there this past month, and like we continue to do our best in the midst of that.
Yeah.
But we learn and we grow, kind of thing.
Yeah. No, true. I agree. Any whoosies?
Here's to fresh starts. Settling back in.
Stay tuned for our new couch setup reveal. I say couch setup because it's going to be the same couch, but different wall.
Different wall,
yeah. New routine, new plans.
If you have advice on like starting new routines, on like finding moderation and balance and like keeping margin in your life, please send them our way. It would be much appreciated.
It would be. Thank you.
Anyway.
Anywho.
Okay.
Well, that was just a good time of reflection.
Good. Yeah. Nice.
Anywho's.
Okay. Good to see ya.
See ya. Doo-doo-doo.